Look familiar?
So when I first played Helldivers 2, I tried playing it like Helldivers 1, and it worked, but it was different. The game had evolved with its now third-person perspective. Not everyone knew what was happening when it was happening. Sight was now an individual resource. It now has an FPS classic, spotting. Getting your team on the same page for objectives and enemies and patrols and everything is completely different now because of the new perspective. Armor was different. Straight up just panels that you had to blow off before you could do HP damage. That's changed now, where you're always able to do damage, but in opening them up, an enemy makes them vulnerable to lighter armor penetration. Yeah, maybe the paneled armor will make a comeback and an army type within a faction, but you never know. So as I built up my Helldiver levels, I built up my understanding of what this game is trying to do. And that's not always easy, because as a like a true live service game, things keep changing. Like, not just how armor was working, like charger headshots used to bounce off and now they kill, which is really nice. Before the change, they wanted you to break open one of the legs and then have everybody shoot that leg, which makes sense based on how insects actually work. But they're just animals, they're not really necessarily bugs as we understand. Anyways, as I built up my understanding of general knowledge, small live service changes aren't too jarring. And yeah, I do mean these levels, the 1 to 150. The 1 through 10 map levels definitely matter, and I'll get to that in a minute. And even though I'm just always playing level 10s now, I did go back and check what all the other levels were like. Played a drop on each of them, because some of them are just very straightforward. Level 1 it's like basic training 2.0, or like your first field training exercise. It's very straightforward. You can start playing with friends or randoms at level 2, and level 2s and 3s are very small maps, very flat maps, super easy to get around. The players that are most likely to join before August 26 are just going to be higher level farmers, and that's all I really found while I was trying things out. I saw my first heavy armor enemy at level 4, which was just part of a patrol sometimes randomly. But I mean, otherwise it's kind of the same as the other lower levels, where it's easy to get around and it's kind of small. And nobody's really joining because the farmers stick to the smaller levels because they go by faster. Level 5 is kind of where you really start to get your heavy armor introductions, and you gotta bring something to remove that threat. And level 6 is kind of where the level 5 and 6 are also kind of like the lowest levels that people really grind to get experience. It's also where you find a lot of level 150s that are trying to legitimately help players learn and survive, which is nice. That's one of the best parts of any gaming community, is when individuals dedicate themselves to assisting less experienced players. And then when I was trying out levels 7, 8, 9, this is where most people just enjoy the game. There's a lot, like, you'll find every kind of player within these 3 levels. The role players, the grinders, tryhards, gaining experience, getting through the first time, completing a difficulty. It's the only way you move up through difficulties, is that you finish one of the lower, to get to level 5 you have to finish a level 4 kind of deal. So there's a lot of players that reach 7s. In fact, when I was first playing and getting all of my samples, I would try out like level 8s and 9s and 10s, but maybe it was because it was kind of early in the game, nobody was making it to extraction. Whether you finished the mission or not, there was a lot of players that were you just get slapped around and everybody would die, and you'd go back to your destroyer without a damn thing to show for it besides mission complete, 2 stars, good job. So if you're going into level 10s, you need to know what you're doing. You need to have a good understanding of what destroys what. You need to know what the faction is bringing to the table, what you need to build in your kit to take that out, but also it's intelligent to adapt what you bring in accordance to what your other Helldivers have, so that you don't get overwhelmed by smaller enemies, but at the same time you don't get overwhelmed by large enemies. I'm not saying, hey, stay out of my maps. I'm telling you it's wise to build up your knowledge and abilities before trying the hardest difficulty, so that you don't just get bot stomped and kicked from the game because you're wasting reinforcements. I remember when I was grinding level 7s, every once in a while you get somebody else that slaps as hard as you do, and you're finishing missions in less than 20 minutes, and your influence at the end is like 47. The number system's changed now, but back then it was I just started understanding it, and then they changed it. They seem to like to do that, crazy Super Earth. For like the war bonds and the ship upgrades, all those unlocks that you get, it really comes down to what you like doing. But if you're looking for recommendations, I got some good ones. For stratagems, AMR, MG, recoilless rocket launcher, grenade launcher are all very powerful options for support weapons. Also, E17, ammo pack. Ammo pack I used in the big, ammo pack machine gun, you're getting through the first 4 levels easily. Especially for 5 and below, Eagles that's enough firepower to take out any problem you can't solve. Call in an Eagle and they'll solve it for you. The strafing run and the good old-fashioned airstrike are going to be pretty good. For orbitals, from my experience, no matter what, the orbitals are the hardest for players to calculate, because the larger ones get super dangerous, or as I like to say, very effective. So if you're going to put in orbitals, which it's a pretty good option, just precision strike or gas strike will set you straight. Mechs are dope too. And gas strike does work on bots and destroys fabricators. And turrets. Holy turrets, bro. Turrets are so good they kill you. For your ship upgrades, the first thing I recommend doing is getting the achievement Ship It, which is just getting level 1 in each category. You just get the first iteration of each one. The first one to max out, I recommend either the hangar for the Eagle, because Eagles are just really good, especially when you're learning the game, or the pack, the Patriotic Admin Center. It's like the first group of upgrades. That stuff's really useful as well, and should help your survivability. Recommendations for war bonds: the mobilized Helldivers and the Steeled Veterans have some great bonuses in there and good weapons and stuff. And then after that, everyone's going to say Demolition War Bond, just because it has some very dangerous weaponry. Nobody destroys games better than using the Eruptor too close to teammates. That got you. The Eruptor player who's ignorant of what he's doing to his teammates will either get kicked or everybody will leave them and they'll be stuck by themselves anyways. But yeah, after those three, it's kind of like whatever else you want. You can look at the war bombs before you buy them. But yeah, that's what I recommend for new players when they're trying to figure out what to spend their Spaceos and samples on. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game, but I'll continue making a few more videos on helping you understand just some of the basics, just some things that help you get through a mission, enjoy yourself. But this game is pretty wild. The more you use teamwork, the better you'll do. And there's a lot of random goofy stuff that goes down and a lot of badass things that you could pull off. A lot of memeing. You can meme pretty good. I think it's worth it. You'll definitely get your money's worth playing this game. And you get the pre-order stuff again too, so that's neat. Alright, well, like and subscribe for more, because there's definitely more coming out. I'm always streaming Helldivers 2. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on YouTube, but if you hit the bell, you'll know whenever I stream. This channel's kind of weird. It's kind of a variety channel for games. So if you see something that's not Helldivers, don't get mad. Doesn't mean it's going to end. And thanks for watching. It's really cool of you.